The term military analyst is not a legally protected term. It's not like doctor. It's more like economist. You know, any asshole can start calling themselves one and fart out a vaguely plausible opinion on the current situation.
So, I'm not even necessarily agreeing with this. It was interesting. And anytime I hear something interesting and didn't really contradict my arguments before, I'd be like, oh, that's an interesting observation. And one I agree with is, so I'm a little, huh. Hmm. We could, I can't use the word. We could bring some comeuppance to some people who really fucked with the US economy and generations of younger people. And so, what someone was saying is, well, don't you hate the bachelor's required, master's preferred? I say, yeah, absolutely. Really, we're starting this early. Hang on, hang on. All right, that was just a short. Speaking of corporations that don't do the job, the short point was the guy was like, well, you're the one pissed off about progressive credentialism. Like how it was employers and corporations that got on this, they got this bee in their bonnet about having bachelor's required, master's preferred, having these ludicrous educational requirements in order for people to gain employment. I honest to God, I swear, look at this shit. Hang on. And this plays well, another bit of evidence that corporations can't deliver their fucking product and deliver a fucking service on time. Like the internet's coming in and out. It's just going to be this way, guys. It's just going to be this way. All right. I'm sorry if I'm roboting out. The corporations like Cox Communications. How much you want to bet Cox Communications down in Vegas has some kind of ridiculous education requirement in order for you to have a job with them? Certainly starting back in the 90s, just to be able to earn a living wage, corporations decide, well, we're going to go and we're going to have bachelor's degrees minimum required and master's preferred. And the argument that the guy, God almighty, look at this shit. Hang on. It's just gonna be a crap. It's just gonna be crap. It's just gonna be crap. Just like everything else, when you go out, you go buy something at Lowe's or Menards, it breaks, it doesn't work. The guy made a real good point with the educational requirements being absurd, and they're the ones that more or less said, "Oh, you want to have a job? Well, better go get a college degree." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. They are at fault." And my mind immediately went to, now how can we make HR people pay for it? Like, could we, in Cappy's world, come with me on a journey, if you will. In my world, we would hunt down all HR people over the past 40 years. And I don't know if we use the Wayback Machine or find some kind of way to find the archives. Like, did you ever post a job requirement that didn't require a college job, but you had a college degree, but you said that a college degree was required to work there? I would almost argue some legal experts or scholars make the argument maybe there's an age discrimination lawsuit there. But they're the ones that foisted this unnecessary burden on younger generations that you have to go get a college degree just to get an entry level job, just to have a job that might get you to the point that you'd have a living wage. And his argument was that if there's anyone that's culpable, it'd be corporations. Now we're going to tax all corporations in the United States or anything like that. Again, not a socialist. I'm against a corporate tax. There shouldn't be a corporate tax. There should be a dividend tax. There should be one sales tax, and that's it. But in this particular instance, also having worked in banking, Also knowing what cocksucking scumbag motherfucking pieces of shit they are, the corporations are not innocent, as many of you know. And now with whether it's the internet access or more modernly with, I don't know if you guys watch Louis Rossman with the ridiculous terms of service, how DEI and they're just being so edgy and outright racism and bigotry and discrimination against whites and males, or white males especially. What was the other one? Just not producing products that work. All the horse shit. Like I'm troubleshooting computer troubles right now. I got all this bloat, all this software bloat on my laptop. I it's one of those days apparently. There was something else that the corporations did. It was DI, still with the ridiculous education standards, no training programs, just trying to screw you in the ass every which way they can. That's the one that gets me the most, where I just can't go buy a product at a fair price anymore. Whether that's restaurants or the gas station's not working, my product's not working, although that's largely China. In other words, back then, it was intellectually dishonest and not fair for corporations to require an absurd amount of expensive education to get a job. And today, corporations are absolutely not good stewards, not good participants or members of the community. Video games, that's what it was. The video games. Holy shit. All you MBAs, all you corporations know how to do is cut costs while you're cutting quality, offer shit service in return, and then fill with a bunch of DEI woke nonsense and horse shit. You are not good people. Corporations are not good members of the community right now. Whereas on more economic principle ground, I'm like, yeah, you want to offer shit services and shit products, go ahead. Free market will, and people aren't buying whatever the latest woke game coming out of Microsoft's anus is. I don't know what it is. I guess people aren't buying the U. All these get fine. Let them get punished that way. You guys are assholes. Corporations, you guys are motherfucking assholes. And I'm a big capitalist. But it's on the grounds of you got to produce a superior product and make it affordable, not cut corners every fucking which way. The quartering, Jeremy at the quartering, I think is a little overboard, but he has pointed out just how much McDonald's has cut everything to the bone. The way I remember when a Big Mac, you couldn't finish a Big Mac. Now you can eat 3 of them. Fuck you. Ooh, you're saying in 40 years you couldn't figure out a way to streamline the supply chain, get more beef for less. Now you couldn't figure out a way to maintain the quality of all you've been doing is cutting the amount of food out, replacing it with shittier products and ingredients. And now more recently, they jacked up the price. And I looked, I said, okay, is this economically feasible? Can we do this accountingly feasible? I'm like, okay, that's an argument. That's an argument. Still doesn't alleviate the stupid dumbasses that went to college for stupid degrees. Still doesn't negate the fact that the average person who has student loan debt is like $36,000, which is less than the average car loan right now. And frankly, the vast majority of a bunch of lazy motherfuckers don't want to work. You're guilty there too. But I agree, you wouldn't be put in this position if the cocksucking boomer bosses and the corporations didn't require an absurd amount of education. And now they're just flooding the market with shit service, shit product. Again, my internet, I apologize if it's shit right now. Like, yeah, I see some culpability there. So I looked at economic feasibility. Annual corporate profits are about 3.5 trillion. What's the student loan debt burden? 1.6 trillion. We have 1 year where we increase the tax rate would be up, what, about 80%? What's the corporate tax rate now? Let me look at corporate tax rate. Corporate tax rate. What is this? From 25% to 35%. So it would go from 75% to 80%. And I would look at only the Fortune 100. I'm not going to go after some small little piddly corporation. Maybe we got to do it 2 years. But boy, I'd have to evaluate further. I won't lie. I would be intellectually tempted to look at that like, huh. So for 2 years, you guys got to pay an extra 50%. It goes and bails it out. I might, that might sting corporations a little bit. But I would have a requirement then afterward, and this is where, okay, you dipshits that signed up for it, yeah, you gotta pay too, right? You relinquish the right to vote. You're not voting ever again. I mean, like, we stamp your hand with a burn mark so we can spot you a mile away. You never get to vote again. Never. I think it should also go on your credit score report, and it should be a factor in whether or not you're hired. Shut the fuck up. I'm the one giving you an option not to have to pay your shit back. We would also have to have reform. I would say HR. Oh, I'd go after HR. I'm like, I want names. I want names. What motherfuckers thought this is a good idea that we're going to require young, innocent kids to go to school for 6 years of college just so that they could go and work a job? And then I would even, President Cap, if I were president, if I were king, I would start saying, all right, as a condition of the corporate tax rates going back, corporations, I want to see it happening. You're going to make it that every job that you have does not, unless there absolutely is a requirement that there is a college degree, right? You're going to get rid of all the college education requirements and you're going to have training programs. Fucking owe it to younger generations, fellow Americans, people in the same country to knock it off with this horse shit. And in also so doing, I would essentially make it that we would eliminate colleges and universities, or at least the programs that weren't necessary or needed. And then going forward, I think we would more than recoup the cost of a 1.6 trillion or whatever going forward. But we all would need to learn a lesson there, both the corporations and you fucking verminous HR Kuantahahas, you assholes, ruining 2 generations of young people's lives. Just yeah, man, because I'm an HR bitch. And the universities, I would be very not. I've thought about this before. I'm like, they do have endowments. Yeah, not a socialist, but I mean, like, yeah, you guys are charging what over there at that car? Yeah, what's your endowment look like? Yeah, you're kicking in. You're gonna kick in about $500 billion. Let's take a look at those endowments. Of course, that'd probably violate some rule of law. But yeah, he wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong. Corporations were fucking wrong to require that as a precondition to employment. And so I said, all right, let me see the super chats. No. We will have a country. You'll just have a generation of young dipshit kids. Look, and here's where I don't feel you will have a country. Get off your ass and go work a second job. Average student loan balance $36,000 a year. Fuck off. You can pay that off. Go get another job for 2 years. You're done. Sorry, it's that easy. The Techno Union South Dakota Internet is at your disposal. HR. No, there's men too. It's just 98% women in this particular case. So it says I got crap internet, but I guess maybe I don't. Watt Tambor, $2. The Techno Union is at your disposal, Cappy. All right, thank you. Ross the Skunk, $5. Make them pay back the principal, but forgive the interest. Make both parties feel the pain of bad decision. Yeah, I think if there was a savvy politician, Democrat or Republican, they could come in and say, you assholes lied to these lazy sacks of shit. And use lazy sacks of shit, majoring the world's dumbest crap sign on thing. And now we all got to bail you out. No, these assholes over there who are continuing to be assholes now with the DEI and their shit products and terms of service and we're going to sell your information. Yeah, you assholes are being dicks. You're going to pay the asshole tax. And the proceeds from the asshole tax are going to go to bail out the student loans. But you fuckers taking the student loan bailouts, you don't get to vote no more. Goes on your credit report and shut the fuck up about anything ever again. And then I would, while I'm wishing for things that'll never happen, I would put it in the history books. I say every high school junior, before they choose their degree in college, you're going to take a course on U.S. economics of the 1980s to the 2010s. And that's going to be, we're going to talk about it like, yeah, you ain't going to college for worthless shit. This is how it works. Okay, kid. I know your teacher wants to teach you about daddy has 3 penises. And then she's going to like maybe get you to go get some gender reassignments, or she'd be very but that's not before she sleeps with you, because that's the cool hip thing to do now in the public school. Aside from that, I know we're going to teach you that men can have periods too. In addition to that, because I know you teachers, that's all you're excited about. But in addition to that, there'd be a militant, I'll teach you myself, a militant class on financial planning and personal financial management. And then, 2 years of an 80% corporate tax rate go by. And I bring all the Fortune 500, 1,000 people in the big auditorium. I'm like, have you had enough? Had enough? Come up with an 8-point plan or so. No more ridiculous education requirements, training programs, and no HR departments. None. Get those fucking assholes out of here. I say, well, this tax rate stays. And, oh, yes, President Cappy, yes, oh my God. And then maybe we'd have a generation of young people who isn't getting fucked over by the older generation. And again, I'm not a big pro-Zoomer type of guy here. But I do know when it's been the same thing for the Gen Xers, the millennials, and now the Zoomers is soon to be alpha. Fucking lied to in the absurd education requirements. Sarku, and there's some Walmart and Google, they've started moving to the direction like, yeah, we went through and figured out what we needed for degrees or not. And these jobs didn't need degrees. So God bless both of you. But that should be all Fortune 1000 guys. It should be all corporations. While we're at it, I also have an anti-nepotism and cronyism, an anti-nepo baby department. Like if you find out that the boss's grandson got hired instead of you, you could file a complaint. We come in there. I'm like, oh, hey, did you give your grandson who can't even piss in a toilet straight over the higher quality? Okay, I guess your shares are now the United States federal government. We're going to sell them off, and proceeds go to pay off the national debt. Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I thought you were going to hire the meritocratic kid who deserved it, not your child. Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to do. Be running like the mafia. That's a nice corporation you got there. Be too bad if something happened to it if you didn't stop hiring everyone on a DEI basis. Wet Tambor, $2. I can see it now. Master's degree paid in full. We wouldn't have master's degrees. There would be no need for them. There's a need for them now. Well, yes. The issue that's why I'm saying I would require on the corporations and employers, all employers, corporations or not. You can't require a college degree if it's not necessary. You can't. Watt Tambor, $5 again. Sure, the colleges will bankrupt, but business will boom. Right. We don't need colleges. I've talked about this at length a couple videos ago. It's an unnecessary 50 pounds on a 200-pound person trying to climb a mountain. Get rid of the 50 pounds. We don't need colleges anymore. Only some very specific fields do we need 4 years worth of education after high school. The rest of it should all be gone the fuck away. My truth, the king. Oh, a scarlet letter. Maybe if we applied similar consequences, more scarlet letters to equally stupid behavior that inflate welfare tax costs. That's a whole other different thing. I'm just saying, how do you make sure that the idiot kids who majored in journalism and can't get the extra job to pay off $33,000 in student loan debt, how do we make sure they don't vote? Sarku, $2. Students pay principal, school pays interest. That's not bad. Not a bad idea. I would just like to get rid of as many universities and colleges as possible. Like I would get rid of all public. Okay, it's on a state level, But I would be as a government, I'm like federal government, like, we're not funding any universities. None. There's no scholarships, there's no student loans. You fuckers at the at the states, you states can offer public schools, but you better make it fucking affordable. And in defense of California, they actually kind of do. Um, but yeah, and private schools, yeah, I'd be sending agents in like, okay, what horseshit degrees are you offering? Okay, I see you're offering a horseshit degree to some rich kid. All right, you're over at your Middlebury or your Harvard. Okay, their parents are paying for it. Fine, you can make believe you're an actual academic or an intelligent person. Oh, you hoodwink some kid with a 4.0 to go to your overpriced school and he don't have the money to pay for it? I'd be talking to the student advisor, financial advisor. Yeah, come here, come into my office. Nice campus you got there. Be ashamed if we turned that into like property to sell for housing. That's what I thought. I thought you were going to give that kid his money back. That's right. Killer Bulldog, $2. What's worse, Pride or Women's History Month? I I guess Pride Month only on the fact. See, you said women. If we had a month just celebrating women, not women's history, there's like if you had uh Gay History Month, I put them on par with each other. I'm like, well, there's history there. Uh so women's history is like, okay, well, what were the accomplishments of women? It can help gay pride, and it's not an offense to those in the gay community. It's not that, it's like celebrating Brown-Eyed Guy Month. Oh my god, it's Brown-Eyed Guy Month. Let's talk about all the contributions of it. Oh my god, and there'd be a brown-eyed guy parade, and I'd be there with the thing. It's absurd. You don't need a whole month. I'm not saying, look, you got St. Patrick's Day, right? You got Cinco de Mayo, Oktoberfest. I don't know. That's like, isn't that a week? It's almost two. Like you could get a day. We get a day, but a whole month just to celebrate the way you were born? No, get the fuck out of here. But if you said Women's Month, I'd be equally like, fuck you. You're half the population. It's not special. Women in STEM Day? Day. Fuck your month. All you people with months, fuck you. It's too much. 1/12 the fucking year. Get the fuck out of here. Day? Yeah, it's the Irish Day. It's the Germans' Day. It's Black History Day. It's Gay Day. Sure, have your day, sure. A whole month? Watt Tambor, $2. Blame whoever you want. Boomers getting soft. No, I'm trying to be empirical. It's like, yeah, go again. Watch Josh Fluke's channel and look at all the scumbag corporate employers there. I mean, you want to see some? It's not necessarily corruption. It's just ineptitude and incompetence. Go look at the video game industry now, man. Holy shit. Holy shit. My truth, the king, 8-step plan, easy, Eisenhower, 3 steps or nothing. Why did Eisenhower do 8 steps? I ain't doing no 5-year plan. I'll tell you that. That never works. A lot of people die when you do 5-year plans. Watt Tambor, $5. Look, we did lock down learning for 1 solid year. Oh, we could do it. Yeah. All, all you have, look, the majority of the reason people go to school or go to school is because corporations require it as a condition of employment. If I went to the corporations and had a nice chat, you know, like you take a pencil, you put it between your fingers and you crush on it. Like, hey, did I get your attention down there? President, CEO of Fortune 500 company? Yeah. So these master's degrees, where you pay 50,000 a year and you're, oh, that'd be another huge thing. I'm like, you're not doing this come to the office shit. If they don't need to be there, they're not there. That's what I thought. And then I'd release, and then taxes go back to the 35% corporate tax rate. And then, oh, did we like, oh, hey, things are working so much better now. Kids aren't impoverished. They can afford housing. Look at that. No commutes. The pollution's going down. Yeah. I'm glad you corporate executives see it my way. It's so nice of you to, yeah, I knew I could convince you. I'll jack up those taxes again, motherfucker. Then imagine that. Then kids coming out of high school, like with a trade program in the high school, and there'd be a training program out, and then they're making like $50,000-$60,000 a year at 19. Oh, regulate the fuck out of HR. You have to get an HR license. I'd make it as hard to work in HR as California makes it to get a gun. I'd be like, yeah, you got to go all through this training. And just to piss off all the HR applicants, like they really want to work in HR, I'd be like, yeah, you need to take a month-long course on the accomplishments and successes of straight white males. Fuck you. Wouldn't be any purpose to it. It'd just be, oh my God, did you know Albert Einstein? Just waste a whole month, which is more a fraction of what you people require these kids to go get 2 years worth of prereqs and Marxist bullshit studies. So fuck you. Then I'd have them take another month class on why America is great. Watt Tambor, $2. What's stopping us from going 100% digital school? Teachers unions and parents. Parents don't want to raise their kids. Parents want the kids out into school as quickly as possible because they don't want to homeschool because they don't love their kids enough. That's it. I don't want to hear no fucking excuses like, we need 2 incomes. No, you don't. Go read Poor Richard's Retirement. You don't need 2 incomes. You need one, and you need to cut your spending and not major stupid shit. If you look at people spending, really, you look at the average American parent spending, they love an SUV more than the child. You love a car. You love a car. You love a fucking car. It's just a couch. Americans love couches and cars more than their children. But that's pretty much what's stopping it. There's a place kids need to go because mommy needs to get her master's degree and daddy needs to get his BMW. Sarku, 5-headed lord of worms. $5. Anyone that wants to work in HR must pass the pain box test in the movie Dune. I never saw Dune, so love and peace. Good one, Watt. Good one. The HR, I'd just be like, the rules and laws I set forth would eliminate the institutions and professions that I want eliminated and that we don't need. So HR would be gone, right? Like I'd have a rule like your hiring manager must do the hiring. There's no idiot HR person, right? Bosses, managers who are going, the employees are going to work under, they must do the hiring. There's no HR. You could have a legal department. You could have benefits and compensation. Those are required. You can have recruiting. You may not have HR. This witchcraft astrology bullshit goes a fuck away. So, but once I make a rule like, yeah, the managers have to do the hiring, there's no need to hire an HR person anymore. You don't need a college degree. We have an in-house training program, or we will take your self-certified. We'll have a test. Like you could study on YouTube or digital or whatever, however, the library, however you got your education, you take a competency test in this field. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll hire you. You don't have to go to college anymore. And so colleges and universities go away, except for, snot-nosed rich trust fund kids whose mommy and daddy, oh, my daughter is going to college at McAllister with other mentally impaired, idiotic Minnesotans. I could go on. Anything else? No, there you go. Yeah. But without HR, who's going to send out the emails telling me it's Pride Month, Juneteenth, the latest? Right, exactly. No one will. And then, I'm not kidding. Once you get rid of the bullshit, once you get rid of the assholes, once you get rid of the MBA, look, if we got rid of all the MBAs who only know how to cut costs but also quality at AAA gaming, if we got rid of the DEI and the racism and the sexist hiring practices or the marketing horseshit, if you got rid of the marketer who came up like, hey, you know what? We should hire Dylan Mulvaney for the beer company. If you got rid of the idiot at Target says, let's put, a gay pride, trans, whatever products in the kids aisle. If you got rid of these people, do you think corporate profits would go up over time more than what they'd have to pay out? We're only talking half a year corporate profits. 6 months. This pain in the ass thing could go away. Again, not haven't fully thought out the morality of this, but I'd be like, okay, that could work. Yeah, that might work. But we need to learn a lesson from it so that down the road we stop making, because if we do this and kids still go to school and they're still taking on student loan debts, and, oh my God, I got a master's degree in women's studies and I can't pay it back, and it's the evil pay. Then we didn't learn our lesson. There's no reason for a bailout. So whatever, presumably the Republican Party would have to say, we're not bailing out anyone until these fundamental changes are made so this never fucking happens again. Paying box test. Dune. Watt Tambor. Yeah, they could totally do a phase out of degrees. Well, you don't even have to phase it out. You just require training programs. Really? No, there's training programs. You are going to go through every job and make sure that the jobs that don't need a degree don't require one in the application. We could do that tomorrow. And the fucking colleges and universities could fucking suck tailpipe for all I care. Well, how they manage that? Oh, well, college applications dropped 80%. That's a you problem. That's not an American people problem no more. Watt Tambor, $2. Just started seeing high school grads. Just start sending high school grad to training schools. Here's a better idea, Watt. Why we wait until the kid's 18? Send him to the training school now. Homeschool the kid. I don't know, 13, 14. Kids were able to start farming and work at 13, 14 back in the olden days. Send them to trade school so when they're 16, 17, 18, they can work. And now you're a decade, sometimes 15 years even, ahead of the college-educated idiots who still don't have an employable skill or trade. You're telling me, I know you're not, Watt, but in showing, you're telling me we can't train a 16-year-old kid to do bookkeeping? We can't teach a 16-year-old kid how to do taxes? We can't teach a 16-year-old kid how to do basic auto mechanics? No, we got to have them in school more to take more fucking English classes so they can all become HR directors at some nonprofit jerk-off org. You're going to be you need a name? You're not going to be my VP. You'll be like the mistress in the back, like Eisenhower had. You're not going to be the VP. I already have my VP picked out. Scrolling down. My Rizzo, Jill's in the house. Got a lot of gals in here. A lot of women mouthing on, lipping, a lot of women lipping and mouthing their mouths in the chat room here. Sarku, 5-headed lord of worms, $2. Consider farming. Yeah. Hey, look at that. Speaking of women in the audience, are you hanging out with Chad yet? Yeah, Sarku, I'm not farming. Yeah, if you had an acre of land, you could farm and live off of it. Killer Bulldog, 420, $2. Bigger red flag, horoscoper, or manifester girl. Ooh, they're the same. They're both abdicating responsibility to powers that aren't. And I just manifest. They're praying to God. They're, in this case, they're praying to nature to support them. They're equally, the Nazis versus the communists. I'm like, I guess we just should supply both sides of the Eastern Front in this case. Yes, you go knock yourselves out. Scrolling. Not yet. He's hanging out with a friend today. I'll probably see him tomorrow. Good. All right. There you go. There you go. Hey, should I do hey, let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. And remember to comment, subscribe, and share. $2 from Watt. Is Acolyte is a world without men? Interesting. No, I haven't watched it, but from the reviews I've heard about it, there's just a coven of witches. And they're a community without men, I guess. But that's science fiction. If you want to see what happened in the real world, just go get my book, A World Without Men. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. See you guys later. Toodles.